Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show, the show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Joining me today, he is the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hello, everyone.
One name to rule them all, it's Murph Murphy.
How's it going, guys?
And Player 4 is back this week, it's Daniel Clegg.
Hi, friends.
Whether you are watching us via podcast or watching us on twitch.tv, listening to us via podcast, or actually watching our episode up on YouTube, thank you for making us a part of your day. Also, special quick shout out to the UCF gaming nights. They're going to be having video game night at the Pegasus Ballroom on Saturday, January 30th at 12, and they have a bunch of tournaments going on. They have a Facebook event. Make sure you look it up, video game night at the UCF Pegasus Ballroom. Also, I might be doing some shoutcasting for Rocket League, so stay tuned for that, because if I am going to spam the crap out of that and make you go. Anyway.
What weekend is that, Chase?
It is 2 weeks. So it is not this coming up Saturday,
really?
Or it is next week afterwards. Were you going to come and visit me?
So, Chase, I would, but I also have a gaming-related event on that weekend.
Well, what game is that?
Oh, there you go.
It is the Global Game Jam, where there's probably a jam hosted in your city where people just come together over the weekend, over 48 hours, to build a game.
Nice.
This would be my third game jam that I'm going to go to.
Nice.
Yeah,
my
I remember you
first
talking
game
about
jam.
this last year.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the results of those at lockymurph.itch.io. I make weird games, guys. Just there was the one where the astronaut dates the planet Mars.
Don't remember that one. I
but,
think, didn't you also do Winnie the Pooh Home Run Derby?
Yeah. It's a game about home and running.
All right. That's...
And Winnie the Pooh.
lockymurph.itch.io.
What a great sell. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Plug.
Yep. We'll be off next week, but we'll spam all this up on Twitter as well. A good amount of stuff to talk about. Unfortunately, the month is off to a very horrible start because we've had, numerous people dying, mostly musical greats, and one acting great as well that we all relate to. But we'll talk about in a second. But first, I've realized I have the maturity of a 5-year-old. Because
you're realizing this now.
I'm realizing this now because of the fact that I went to downtown Disney with my girlfriend yesterday. And mind you, I didn't know that they changed the name to Disney Springs, which is a complete tease because there was absolutely zero water there. Except, no, there's a lake. There's a giant, lake or river, but we don't swim in it. There's no waterfalls, and there's occasionally, the water fountain ground thing. I don't know why they did it, but that's besides the point. So, it's me, my girlfriend, and then, her friend from high school and her friend's new boyfriend. So, we come in and, we go into the Lego store at first, which, by the way, they have Lego Jango Fett, but not Lego Boba Fett, which I thought was kind of weird because I felt like Boba's the more popular one, right?
But do they have a Sarlacc pit?
No, they don't.
Do they have a Lego? Oh, so no.
I have a feeling if they had a Lego Sarlacc pit, they would
pit.
probably be in that collection set. But they had all these build collectibles and stuff, so they're cool. They had a Doctor Who thing. It's it's probably just a TARDIS, but no, it's the inside, and it's $60, and it's no, not worth it at all. But
Legos are expensive.
Yeah, they are. And so
that is a cool store, though.
It is a cool store, yes. But as we go into the quote world of Disney store, everybody's getting excited about one thing. They all have that one movie, and I'm thinking oh, what sucks is I don't have that at Disney. And then I pause for a second and realize, oh, Tron Legacy is made by Disney. And now
that's right. You like Tron Legacy.
Yes, I love Tron Legacy. And so now I'm on this hunt for Tron stuff. And at a certain point, I realized I'd settle for Prince of Persia stuff as well. Because I realized that they actually made some of that stuff. And I asked 5 cashiers or 5 people roaming that building. And they act so confused. They're like, hey, do you have any Tron or Prince of Persia stuff? And they're like, the Tron Prince of Persia, and it's
Oh,
like
boy.
if I said it's not like it's Pirates of the Caribbean, but like oh good lord, like can you know your Disney movies just like a little bit more besides Pirates and Frozen? And
Was the original Tron?
No.
Yeah, it was, doesn't it? No, it wasn't. Okay.
It was Disney.
it was Disney.
It was Disney. I think.
It was Disney.
Yeah, yeah.
At least Disney Channel played it. And so I found one guy with an iPad, and he said, "Try Once Upon a Toy." So I go into that store, and I realize first off, going into a toy store just like kind of gets my heart fluttering still for some reason. Am I the only one that gets that feeling?
Toys are cool.
Depends on.
So it's like that's.
Yeah.
So I had that, and so that's one point. One point where I realized I have the maturity of a 5-year-old, and then I look and I see, and I instead buy this Disney Infinity. Granted, it's gonna be backwards of Sam Flynn from Tron
on,
Legacy. I could have gotten Flynn and I could have gotten Korra,
Gosh.
but I got Sam Flynn instead. Now I can't balance it correctly
Wow.
for some reason. So for $15, even though I do not own Disney Infinity, I don't plan on owning Disney Infinity, but by God, I got my one Tron thing. And that's when I realized
Well, good.
I'm still a child that has like no pointless thing whatsoever. And I tried to have my girlfriend talk me out of it, but no, she couldn't, because Tron, she's like, well, I understand that it's Tron, so I can't really fight against it. It's like, there you go. I win. And that was my... And then I made fart jokes. Because of the maturity of a 5-year-old.
Well, I mean, I
Exactly.
kind of did the same thing for my wife who loves Hawkeye, and where are you going to get a Hawkeye figurine this day and age? Well, the Disney Infinity. So
Yeah.
there you go.
No,
They're nice.
makes sense.
I can vouch for the quality of the figures.
Yeah, like, here, I'll put it up on the camera again. Like, granted, pardon the glare, but it's still, like, a relatively, like, nice figure. I mean, like, compared to, like we'll do a side-by-side comparison of my Mega Man amiibo, like, they're still, like, relatively, like, good-looking figures, and they don't look like some cheap plastic thing, right? Right? Am I really,
yeah,
I
really
can
wrong?
barely see them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my camera's not the greatest, but bless you, sugar. Bless you again.
On the Twitch chat, it looks good.
All right, that's good. All right. So lots of stuff to talk about as I organized my desk that I just greatly cluttered with moving stuff. We played a lot of games, but first, sad news was one of the things we didn't talk about. David Bowie passing away because of his passing. Square Enix and Quantic Dream had Omicron, the Nomad Soul, Quantic Dream's first game, available for free to download. I definitely want. I already have it. I'm gonna check it out.
He was
in
he
it.
was a voice actor in.
Yeah, he was like the main.
Okay.
I believe he's like one of the main roles, and so it was the one Quantic Dream I haven't played. So check it out. I'll be doing a special on it as well for the channel, youtube.com/thatnewshow. And then one that we kind of just didn't see coming was Alan Rickman. So I want to ask you this because I've seen multiple ones. What is your favorite Alan Rickman role? We'll start off with Curtis.
Well, I'm going to go with the obvious one, and say Die Hard. I mean,
Yep.
that was my first introduction to him. Was the original Die Hard, and still to this day, his role in that one, he kind of at one point he uses an American accent, and it's really funny to listen to.
Oh God, you're one of them. You're one of them. Don't shoot me.
Yeah. He says his name is like Rick or something. I don't remember what he says his name is, but it's just a real funny moment in the movie where he's like just chit chatting with his arch nemesis of the movie. No, I really like him in that role. And I'll let somebody else do the other one that I really like. So,
Clegg?
So I'm going to point out. I'm going to point out the one thing that I have found that is always pointed out after someone says Die Hard. That was his first TV or movie role. His very first.
Was
Right.
it really?
He's a
It was
struggling
his
actor.
first time in a movie.
Right.
He was on
Working
TV,
in
Okay.
theaters, right?
but I mean that was his.
Oh, in okay.
He did some TV beforehand,
Okay.
but yeah, that was his first time in a movie, which is is very different than TV.
Yeah. Clegg, what about you?
I'm told.
Absolutely. I suppose the other big one is his role as Snape in Harry Potter, right? I mean, those are the two that I've heard talked about more than anything else over the last couple of days. Those are probably his most prominent roles, but he did some others. Wasn't he in, you guys might not be the right audience for this, didn't he do some stuff in Jane Austen movies like Sense and Sensibility or some of those other really big, well-known chick flicks? I think he was a big actor. I'll look that up while Murph talks about his
for mine's
roles.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, I just saw. So I was on his IMDb, and I'm gonna stick with this one because it's probably a little more obscure, and that's me, Indy Murph. The
If you
indie
take mine, I'd be
hit
pissed.
Dogma.
Dang it! I was gonna say Dogma.
Ha!
Oh, that deal is meal.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Gosh,
that was gonna be my
Sorry,
favorite.
Go ahead.
So Chase, I'll give you a gift, and I'm not gonna go with Dogma then, because if
All
you
right.
want to talk about it, but I will talk about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's right. He
He was
that.
the robot, Marvin, the depressed robot, older than the age of the galaxy, which is great.
I think your dog's
and-
pissed that you gave up Dogma.
Dum.
Actually, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, we'll give you that.
Pun.
You're welcome, America.
But why don't you talk about Dogma to me?
Dogma, I think what was so great is that you have this Kevin Smith movie that like is a little bit controversial, like already to start with, but he just comes in as like this ultimate straight man that I don't know what it was. Just like I felt like his presence in the movie was just so well done, and he was a great, not just like the typical straight man, but he helped carry the story along, and just like that was my first encounter with him as well, because I mean I didn't see Die Hard until much later, and of course like I wasn't into Harry Potter as much as you guys, but man, I saw that clip of when he's talking with Dumbledore, and of course like the always, that whole thing is like, ooh, that's good. Oh, and then of course now I've seen it on every page. Yeah.
I got
That's
one
what
more
everyone's
for you
talking about.
guys.
All right, one more.
Yeah, I
I
do
got
too.
one
But you go
more.
ahead.
It's probably the same one then. Galaxy Quest. Is that the one you were going
yes,
for?
that's a good one.
Okay.
No,
It's the
Yeah,
big-
he
Galaxy
played
Quest was really good.
the.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, I never watched that
Yeah.
one.
He was
his
he basically
role
like
in
the
that.
Spock?
Yeah, he was like the Spock character in that spoof, and he kind of always had that this weird gill thing on his head. And you see scenes where he's like in a hotel room, and he's just got out of the shower, and he still has this thing on his head. So it's a really good movie, and he's a funny character, and he will be missed.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
What was yours, Clegg?
The last one for me was Sweeney Todd, where he played the villain, Judge Turpin. I'd forgotten about that movie. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
He did some singing in that
So
movie.
Murph?
I've got one that is for the 30-somethings that I am, old man Murph. The Kevin Costner Robin Hood. He was the sheriff
right.
of Nottingham.
Not so good movie.
Oh, it's sir, and he did have the good part where he's like something about a spoon because it'll hurt more.
All right.
Yeah, that's
I never
my
watched.
Alan
I never watched
Rickman.
the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, but
Oh, it's
It's
No,
something.
it's,
not the best movie out there.
yeah.
it's not a
Um,
good
You can skip
movie
that
at all.
it's
Yeah.
Be okay.
it's I would say watch it. It's a classic.
Okay.
Maybe
That-
just out
that's
of
a strong
remembrance
word for
for
that.
Alan Rickman at this point.
It's not as good as say it doesn't hold up in the same way that Men in Tights does, and Men in Tights does not really hold up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a movie you want to have a beer and watch.
the one
A
just
couple.
speaking of like stuff you need to watch,
Multitude.
Riff
Merry
Tracks.
Band.
The best of Riff Tracks, The Room, is
Oh god.
going to be released on the 28th. It's going to be in theaters that day at about like 7:30 or something. That is hysterical, and you need to watch
Wait,
that.
is it going to be? It's going to be in theaters. Did you say?
Yeah, it's going to be in theaters, like certain theaters. Excuse me,
Right.
but
I do. I've.
yeah.
Would you believe I have not seen The Room?
Oh wow, like you love
It's my
bad
great
movies.
I know.
Like it is a
I know,
it's a
this is really
horrible
bad.
movie. Like it makes
Or
like
is it the best movie of all time?
it makes like Sharknado look like The Godfather.
Yeah, I'm aware of it by reputation.
Oh man.
Uh,
It's like I feel like in the
that's
top
actually-
3 worst movies, you have like Sharknado, Birdemic, and The
No,
Room is like
not even.
right there. Oh, I mean,
I think you need to
you
put
can
Clerks 2
also
in there.
you could think of a bunch of other ones because like between the ages of 10 and 21, like every Sunday was watching sci-fi like horrible horror movies. So I'm pretty sure you can like rattle off 20.
Oh yeah.
Well, so there's-
let's go with Atlantic Rim.
Mansquito.
Just off the top.
oh gosh.
Yeah, man. Fire Ants was another one that was really bad. Mosquito 3. That means they made 2 others. Of those
Mosquito
movies.
3.
Um,
Oh, well,
Well,
they
not
did make
necessarily.
Thanksgiving 3, which is all about stopping and, like, preventing Thanksgiving 2. So it went Thanksgiving and didn't make Thanksgiving 2, and they just went straight to Thanksgiving 3.
there was
Oh,
there was
Troll
a
2 might be in
movie
there.
With what was the guy's name from Karate Kid? The old
Ralph
Asian
Macchio?
guy.
Danny Bonaduce.
Oh,
Oh wait,
um,
Machio, yeah.
oh my gosh, Pat Morita.
Oh, Mr. Pat Morita. So there was a sci-fi movie that Pat Morita was filming, and he died halfway through it. And then they just replaced him with another Asian guy that kind of looked like
Oh,
him,
no.
like halfway
Oh,
through the
no.
movie.
So they didn't even,
So,
like, Paul
this is-
Walker it.
No, not even.
It's a sci-fi
They
movie.
keep on showing this. So, like, they have this guy doing this very poor imitation of his voice, and they dubbed over his voice the whole time, so
Oh,
you
no.
can't tell, but his lips aren't
God.
matching up. And they keep recutting this one scene to the movie. And like, the acting, I can't say, like, The Room is bad, like, probably one of the worst acted films of all times, but Sharknado is at least not nearly as bad as some of these other ones. I've seen.
What's funny is like I remember I like going into Walmart
Yeah.
and like you go into the DVD section, you'll see like Paranormal Activity, but then you'll also see like Paranormal Entity, and then one of the big ones is Transmorphers. And the one thing that
Yes.
makes me
Yeah,
sad
that's
on the
right.
inside is Bruce Boxleitner, I think that's how you pronounce it, Boxleitner from Tron and Tron 2. Like he's in that movie, and it's like, no, why did your career fall? It's like Dean Cain movies nowadays, where it's like, oh, you were Superman at one point, and now you're Airplane versus Volcano, which I watched, and oh gosh, it's awful. Like it's not even like funny awful either. Like, if those of you are watching or listening, tweet me at Chase Bunker, or you can leave a comment in the video. What is your top 3 worst movies ever? Because, like, I'm also realizing, like, Troll 2 is not even in that conversation yet. So I'm thinking that might be at
Yeah.
least number 3.
It needs to be, but
Yeah, Troll 2 is really Troll 2 is.
I like the documentary
is a
behind
thing.
it. Have you
You
seen
haven't
that?
seen the actual movie?
actually,
No,
yeah.
I've refused to
So
watch
I've seen
it.
the movie. I haven't seen the documentary, but
Yeah.
hmm.
The best
The
worst
documentary.
movie is good.
Documentary is pretty interesting, but like when you find out who some of those people are, you start to understand why they act so badly.
Mhm.
Like one guy is a dentist. That's what he does.
That
for a
the
living.
main guy is the dentist. He is a dentist.
The dad is a dentist.
Boy.
That is his actual job, and he just randomly was like dabbling, and they gave him this role.
Yeah. Like
So-
the kid that plays the son in the movie, like he like is behind the whole documentary thing, and he just remembers saying like when he first got it, he just died a little on the inside. Like when he first saw it, 'cause he just immediately knew this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like it's a great
Yeah.
documentary, still horrible movie. Clegg, what would you say top 3? Because you've been kind of quiet on this. Top 3 like horrible movies. Mind you, we
Leprechaun,
also
maybe the
it's up
3.
there.
was that.
What was it?
I'd say Leprechaun was a real bad movie.
That's
the
true.
one with,
Yeah,
with Jennifer Aniston.
yeah, I
believe.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People have a lot of
Leprechaun
nostalgia
4
for-
in space is worse.
Don't forget Leprechaun in the
Right?
Hood.
Yeah. Uh huh.
I think they're actually
haven't seen
making
that
another Leprechaun as well. with
are they really?
the wrestler. I don't know his name. It's not John Cena.
Not
But
John Cena,
That's
though,
not
right?
John Cena. Hornswoggle. I think that's his name.
I'm sorry.
Oh
what now?
yeah, they made a Leprechaun movie, and it was
Leprechaun
like,
Origins or something.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Something like that.
All right, Clay, help me inspire this topic. What is the best, worst movie starring a big name actor? Like Leprechaun has Jennifer Aniston, George Clooney has Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. What
It's
is
Demolition Man.
God, I forgot about that one. That one is.
Demolition
Oh.
Man is the best bad movie that has big name actors in it, like hands down.
I gotta think about this.
Can we talk?
Just shutting down. I just demolished this conversation.
Like I'm
Trying
trying to think of
some
like
flack for it, but Conan the Barbarian, like that movie is pretty bad, but
I
it has
It's
it
not-
has
it
both
doesn't-
James Earl Jones.
Yep. And
what
of course the
Can I
Schwarzenegger.
say? Can I say Spectre?
James Earl Jones
I did
is in
not
a lot
like
of
that
stuff.
I mean, I guess you can say Spectre. Like I was about to drop Geely, but actually, let me look at IMDb's like worst 250. Like I'm
Right,
sure it's on there.
But like,
something's on there.
So with bad movies, there's like a subtlety, right? It can't. If you're gonna watch it again, it can't be boring, right? Because like that's the worst thing that a movie can be is boring.
Yeah,
right.
Like Demolition Man is bad, but it's not boring. Like
Fair.
but like Geely, I think is actually boring.
yeah.
Like The Room
Let's
is
see.
bad, but it's not boring. So like,
All right, I found
there's
lowest
this
rated
weird-
movies, and let me see.
Oh,
There's
I got one.
Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2,
Oh.
which has John Voight in it and Scott Baio. There's Saving Christmas with
Yeah,
Kirk
good.
Cameron. I don't know if he's still relevant, so I don't know if that
I
counts.
don't think
he,
so.
in certain
Um,
circles.
Pledged This. There's a Paris Hilton movie. I don't know if that kind of constitutes anything. Then there's Birdemic. Then there's the Titanic cartoon movie.
Oh, Birdemic.
I'm not counting any like
I'm sorry.
the spoof movies.
Did you just say Titanic the cartoon?
Yes, that actually exists. Watch
okay.
the JonTron review of that. Like that's good.
Nick.
Okay.
There's from Justin to Kelly, another Paris Hilton movie. Wow, hold on a second. I did not know this. There's a movie called Going Overboard with Adam Sandler, Billy Bob Thornton, and Billy Zane.
Wait, hold on. That just kind of takes the cake in
Okay.
general. Can we just say anything with Adam Sandler
Wait.
in it? Probably a bad movie,
Go-
but
is it-
did
No,
really well.
mind you, this was
Going-
1989, so this is like around the time when like Sandler picks up.
Is that the one where they accidentally get on like a gay cruise and
That's,
to have
Boat
sex with, like, the female? Oh, okay.
Attack of
Yeah,
the Jurassic Shark. Okay. Oh, there's Food Fight.
All right.
I forgot about Food Fight.
Oh Jesus!
Do you guys know the story behind
that
Food
has
Fight?
like Hillary
Oh.
Duff or something. Yeah,
Hilary Duff, Charlie Sheen, Eva Longoria. It was. Wait, Clegg, do you know the story behind it?
I don't know this.
Okay.
You have. It has to be like look at a screenshot because it has to be seen to believe that they put out something this
Yeah.
terrible.
Wayne Brady,
Look at it.
Christopher Lloyd, Ed Asner, Jerry Stiller.
Lloyd.
Yeah. Like it was.
What about Balls
Cloris
of
Leachman.
Fury?
No.
I mean, that's at least funny at points, right?
Yeah.
It is funny, but it is you can realize while watching it that it is a pretty awful movie. Like just it's funny, but it's not like I want to own this movie funny, I guess is the right way to put it.
So hold on.
Okay.
So I was looking at Titanic, the animated movie, and then the Google complete was Titanic rapping dog.
Yeah, I think that's.
So
I think that's
apparently-
one of the things. Yeah.
So is this a parody
What?
or is this like a? Is this
No,
a-
this is like one of those like it was an Italian film that like that literally
the-
like
They saw
it's-
that. Oh, Titanic is popular, right?
yeah, and so they tried to make like a like a Don Bluth style Titanic movie, and it just failed horribly. Okay,
Yeah.
so the story behind Food Fight, as we just wait, this is great podcasting. It was originally a movie that had like all these like food mascots like in one. So like the tuna fish, I forget his the brand that he has, like Little Debbie's in it and like all these things. So they got all these like licensing rights to have all these food characters in like this fictional like grocery store world. And
Okay.
at some point, like
Okay.
all their files got deleted, like years worth
Right.
of animation gone, done.
Right.
And so they still
never backed
had,
up.
and so they never backed it up. And so they outsourced it, and they spent millions on this project. So they're like, well, we spent millions, so let's at least try to get something out of it. And so they outsourced it to some animation company in India. They still had all the audio, but then they just shipped it off to like the animation in India, and it just looks awful.
Like, even if it looked
Terrifying.
better, this movie would have been bad. But
Yes.
the fact that the animation and art is just like what you would get out of like a first year animation student who didn't really have enough money for assets. Like, he only had access to the default assets.
Yeah,
Like,
something like that.
I'm not. Yeah, it looks terrible.
See, there's Ed about the baseball playing monkey. Okay, fine, dog. I won't do it. I won't talk about Ed. As we keep, yeah. Oh, there's also. Oh, I don't know how I forgot about Oogie Loves. You heard about that?
I don't know what Oogie
So
Loves is.
I wouldn't know all these except for I listen to some bad movie podcasts, and these you're hitting all the old favorites.
Yeah. Well, Oogie Loves.
There are podcasts that just talk about crappy movies.
Yes.
There's
Other-
many.
other-
Don't
like
piss off
we're
the
doing right
dog,
now.
Clegg. You're
Oh.
pissing off the dog by talking about bad movies.
Like,
Yeah.
how many? Yeah, there's seveble very popular ones, and then there's all the amateurs.
Oogie Loves was like,
Like, oh,
trying to
like,
make
ugh.
they spent millions on marketing this too. It was supposed to be kind of like a kids version of Rocky Horror, where like kids come and like they dance and like they do all things like sing along, and it had like Christopher Lloyd, Cloris Leachman. It had
Sorry.
I
I thought you were talking about Oogie. Okay. Whew.
and it had oh gosh, what's his name? Robin Hood Men in Tights, Saw, Carrie Hughes, or how do you pronounce it?
What is?
Like,
all right.
there's popular actors in this, but I don't know like if he like I don't know what happened to it, but they just went to crap. And so yeah, enough about talking about these bad movies as I try to get Curtis back on.
Yeah, we lost Curtis.
He said, this is what Curtis said, and I quote, Skype exploded.
Yeah,
It happens.
mine was doing that earlier.
Yeah. Skype exploded. So that was a lot. That's interesting as we try to get Curtis back on. If you're watching on Twitch, you're just seeing like a bunch of balls just going upward. You're listening to it on podcast, just take my word for it.
I see it.
Yeah,
It's fine. He's rolling the 20.
he's rolling the 20. There you go.
So while I'll fill time here. So, hey, have you ever wanted to like sleep in a cave, Chase and or Clay?
Where are you going
no.
on this one? No.
So, if you lived in the UK, which you don't,
Can't prove
Far
it.
Cry Primal is that's very true. I can't. Far Cry Primal is running a promotion where the winner gets to, I guess, 3 nights paid to sleep in a cave. Or no, I mean, they're giving away like a sleepover in a cave to promote Far Cry Primal. And so my question is, would you, even if you won, would you take the prize?
What kind of cave is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's,
yeah, nice
that's the
cave.
question. Is this
Like,
Nice cave.
Are we defining nice cave?
First off, the one thing I wish we should have done is we should have just like watched
it's in
to
a
see
national
when
park.
Curtis like got back onto Skype, and then just like say something completely like obscene, just so we can try to get a reaction from him. Just be like, "What are you guys talking about?"
I mean, hearing that you get a free night in a cave works pretty well. I mean, I figured it out when
Yeah,
he said
so-
Far Cry Primal.
Far,
but-
Far Cry Primal. Yeah. So
I wouldn't
Far Cry,
do
would
it.
You, would you accept?
I mean,
might.
have you not seen Until
mean,
Dawn?
It's in
where is the
England,
ca-
so it's
where
an
is the
English game.
cave? Is the first? It's in England. Okay, and what time of year is it?
In the UK.
It's probably
No,
rainy.
I mean, it's England.
so it's probably wet, and then like with some fog. No.
I have
Here.
a thing against sleeping in caves, so probably not.
I'm gonna
I
just say
guess.
no.
I
This
hate
doesn't appeal
camping.
to me at all.
I hate camping, and I don't want to feel like a homeless person, so I'm just going to sleep
Hey,
in a
you're not
comfortable
homeless.
bed and.
Now, on
I
the other
love
hand, I am
camping,
super
but-
excited to explore caves in Far Cry Primal. That looks fun, but I don't want to actually do it. I mean, if they had like a VR version of the game, I'd probably play that too, just to experience the cave setting. But no, I don't want to do an actual
Can we
cave.
think of like some kind of video game promotion where it's like you win a contest for this game and you get to do blank? So it's like, you know, you win in Mario Maker, you can create your own level and it'll be in the main game. You go into Far Cry Primal, you get to sleep in a cave for 3 days. Like, what kind of like obscure contest can we think of? Like, Wolfenstein. Hey, go
what's
sleep in the
the,
remains of Auschwitz for 2 days.
Oh boy.
Hello, buddy.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I mean, what's some games that are coming out this year? Let's see. No Man's Sky is coming out. That's
Go live in a planet
so-
by yourself. Go live in the moon for 3 days.
Yeah, Far Cry Primal will shoot you into space and not get you back.
What else is coming out this year?
Or not Far, what did I say? No Man's Sky.
No
Sorry.
Man's Sky.
yeah.
Zero Dawn Horizon. Fight a
Deus
real
Ex.
mechanical animal.
All right,
Deus
here's
Ex
one.
Hundred
So
percent
all
real
these
life.
VR headsets
Machines
are
on-
coming out later this year, right? So there's a promotion where
Mhm.
Yeah.
you get a VR headset, but you can't leave the world that they make for you for like 3 days. You have to
Oh.
stay,
Oh,
like in
God.
Tron, you have to stay in the world.
Oh, you know that's going to be a crazy radio stunt where they're going to be like, we're giving away an Oculus Rift, but you have to stay in VR or the longest person in VR.
Gets the
Like they
headset
do
for
with
free
the
or
movies.
something.
Better than hold your Wii
Yeah,
for a
like
Wii.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Mirror's Edge is coming out, so if you jump over this building, then you can get a free copy.
We'll
Oh,
throw
God.
you from a building. Mirror's Edge.
I mean, this is from the same company that totally handed out brass knuckles to that is illegal in 49 states, I believe.
Really?
to
Brass
members of
knuckles is
the press.
illegal?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, what-
Dirty
there's
Grandpa.
pretty much nothing you can do.
Hold on. There, my
You
friend
can
was
give you a
yeah.
dirty grandpa.
No. Dirty. The movie Dirty Grandpa just had a screening, and my friend had to work it, and they gave out condoms. Like they literally
Alright.
as people are leaving, here's a condom, here's a condom, here's a condom, and
That's
That's
not particularly dirty,
interesting.
though, right? Like,
well, I mean they're promoting safe sex, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to think of my grandfather like getting while getting a
but
condom.
even that feels like the most '90s edgy thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
Or like this
I'm
like
not-
really
yeah.
graphic image of a Lisa Frank picture.
Now, like if the condom had like I don't know, like a grandpa's face on it, like okay, that'd be at least funny. But like, how about condoms? Get it? You have sex. People have sex, guys. It's
First,
like-
that sounds like my joke. Like that sounds like a joke that like I would make up. It's like, how about them condoms, huh? They're all rubbery and like they're like failed balloons. And then we just kind of go into like a Dimitri Martin moment. Let me get my giant
Where he's
notepad
just
out.
silence. He's like, shut up. I thought
God.
that would be very funny.
This is a great episode already.
based on delivery, I could see that working on like a Dimitri Martin, or it could be a Family Guy joke.
It could be.
That's possible.
I'm just saying that joke has
Now-
has a lot of potential and a lot of not potential.
And a lot of disappointment.
Now, are we sure? I have heard something about that there are people who actually make like caves into homes and stuff like that. I don't remember where it
No,
was. Like it's just
So I checked up the contest site, and it's just basically a shitty cave. It's an intentional. shitty
It's
cave.
just like
I think our answers
so-
are reaffirmed then. No, we don't want to do this.
no, we don't want to do.
okay. Never mind.
So cave details: sleeps 2, bathroom outside, type of bed hard, 1 bed, fixings and fittings, flint, animal skins, 100% natural heating, outside toilet.
Speaking of one bed,
100% natural heating. That's great. That's a way to sell
that
it.
that is man, that's a great sell. That is someone who has literally like
Which is
studied
dangerous inside
years
the cave.
of Craigslist to just like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, and, this house is flooded. It's just got minor water damage. Speaking of one bed, I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein: The New Order. Have you guys played that yet?
Oh yeah, it's a really great game.
It's a great game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Old Blood for some reason.
No, The New Order. It's a great game, but one of the scenes that gets me every time is when you're on the train and you are, mind you, like I'll give you part of the story. You go like to Germany and you suffer brain damage and you're in a vegetative state for 14 years, and then you just miraculously, bam, like, you know, pull out of it and start killing more Nazis. And one of the people you save is your nurse. And and I was really tempted to make a Terry Schiavo joke, but kind of outdated anyway. Anyway, so you go on this train.
Please.
Yeah. And so you go onto this train and she goes, "There's one bed." Yeah. "Do you mind sharing?" Yeah. And then they have sex. And I'm literally thinking the entire time, like, this guy was in a vegetative state for like 14 years. And like you took care of him all of those 14 years. And now you're just like, we just like scrubbing him, like giving a sponge bath, going, "Man, I hope you snap out of this. I cannot wait to ride you."
I kind of have to disagree. I kind of thought that the sex scene wasn't kind of appropriate, so I'm gonna quietly disagree.
You thought that was
I know this
appropriate?
isn't funny.
Really?
It's like
Yeah,
all their
I
sex
kinda
scenes
did.
are like inappropriate. Like they remind me of my friend, like one of my friends that they just like will randomly boom, pants off, dance off. They're in their bedroom and they're just going at it. Like there's the one scene like, "Hey, here's this." Grabs the wrist.
No.
"You got a minute?" Bam, going to Pound Town. Like that is what happens. Like where like what is happening here? Like how can we get this to be more manly? Random
I
sex.
just don't even buy that as a scene. Like that is just
Really?
such an awkward.
I mean, I didn't say
weird
it
and
wasn't
just-
awkward because video games are still kind of whatever, but I thought it was maybe not the most not the most earned sex scene, but like probably the most earned sex scene in a video game to date.
I didn't realize we had to earn our sex scenes.
But you got to
You
earn a
want to
sex
at
scene
least be believable.
artistically,
But it's like
right?
it's not the most awkward one because to me the awkward one's like in MacGruber where
Correct.
you're having sex with a ghost. But
No, the most awkward one in sex scene in a video game is when I was playing God of War 3 and at my parents' house, and I didn't know about the FMV at the beginning where you had to press X.
Oh, whoops.
oh man,
Yeah, that was,
I think mine was
I gotta
Heavy
wonder that
Rain
one.
has a nice
Watching.
Murph, what are you watching?
Heavy Rain has like an
Yeah,
awkward
I was
sex
like-
scene because it's like you literally control. Oh, I'm gonna move this strap off her shoulder, and then that strap, and then press R2 to penetrate, and that was pretty much like it, and it was awkward.
So I've not played Heavy Rain, so that
Other than that, it's a great
could
game. Like I love that game, but man, that sex
Ah,
scene
I
is
like that.
awkward.
They do something like that in Indigo Prophecy, don't they? Where it's real awkward too.
I
Like,
mean-
I like that game, but
Yeah.
there's that one scene where you're
Yeah.
just like, it just in the context of it is a little bit. Anyways, I mean,
this was a
it's
great
kind of the same
episode.
way with Mass Effect. I always found those to be
Ma-
a little
Mass Effect
awkward
is-
to do.
Mass Effect sex scenes are just weird.
Yeah,
like-
BioWare sex scenes, I think in general, we
But
can
do
just
you feel
classify
like you
under
earned
odd.
it, Murph? That's what we've determined
No.
you care about.
That's the one thing we
Yeah.
care about now is whether or not you earned it.
I talked to you 3 times after each mission at a predetermined course.
Have you
Therefore, I
seen
got enough.
You went through all the
Loyalty points,
conversation
whatever.
options.
Murph? Because I know you watch it. Have you watched the new Hey Ash, What You Playing, the Christmas one?
No, I haven't.
Man.
I have not.
That
It's good?
watch that because
Okay.
it relates to all this. And if you haven't watched, anybody that's listening, if you haven't watched that, check it out.
So, probably the one, the Hey Ash, What You Playing that hooked me was the Harvest Moon one, which is kind of appropriate to this conversation.
I haven't. I
Where she,
probably
she asked her-
seen it, but I haven't watched. I don't remember it.
It's the one where she's asking her grandfather advice about which of the Harvest Moon ladies she should date.
Oh yes.
And,
Okay, I remember. My favorite
there's
is
a
still
grandpa in that one.
one of my favorites is still Red Faction Gorilla.
Gosh.
Oh, that was just hysterical, and like it was.
Uh,
Like it, I'm not gonna say anything because I think it's just a hysterical one, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody because I realize I have the tendency to tell people a video and it just won't be funny, and they're just like, "Oh well, that was kind of okay." So I'll just leave every surprise to the viewer. So
Yep. So basically, the takeaway is watch Hey Ash, What You Playing.
and if you get a sex scene in video games, let's hope that you earned it.
Hey, that's what I say.
These are the important things to take away from today's discussion.
What game did you
Can we
feel?
talk about this?
So, all right,
This is
someone
actually, I
that
think, a
in a
good
movie,
topic.
right? You have to
Super
earn
awkward,
things in
yeah.
movies, right? Never
No.
mind.
Yes. Yes, you want a sense of
like, you-
payout. You want things to make sense.
Right. It's to earn it in that way, not in the video game. You earned so many points away. Video
okay.
You know,
Can we
in a
just talk
movie,
about-
you connect with
let's-
people on an
oh.
emotional level. Sorry, go ahead.
Curtis, I think wants
Do
to.
we even think like would video games be just as good if they didn't even include that in there? I guess is my question.
So would Mass Effect be any?
Yeah, sure.
would,
But
is,
we're not,
would Mass
we're not
Effect be
debating
better?
the inclusion of sex in video games. We're debating the satisfaction you get from earning it.
Now you make it sound like, oh, all players do
No.
is just beat off to all these. It's the most explicit episode ever.
I mean-
I'm not. I'm just. I think that the sex scenes in Wolfenstein added something to the narrative. Apparently, other people thought different. That's fine. We can disagree.
I don't mind if
think
it's to help
that
drive the narrative,
sex
but it was
scenes in-
so random because this guy just snapped back into reality, and they just shared a trunk, and like, oh, now I really like this guy and just want to give it to him. Like, I just felt like it was so like that's like action movie, like pointless action movie sex
Logic.
scene.
Well, let's see. Is
I've met
Wolfenstein
you
the
for
New
3
Order
minutes,
action movie?
which granted, I mean, let's think about it in like
Yes.
nowadays, like that makes sense
Well,
because we have Tinder.
I'd have. Well, I mean, also, like they did just go through a traumatic experience together, and blah blah blah, and I don't know. It's weird. Look, I'm not saying. Look, video games are a young medium. We're trying real hard here. AAA games, I think, have an incredibly low for a sex scene. I think it cleared the incredibly low bar.
That's
Fair enough.
okay.
I'll accept that.
All right. Should we end the show
For a-
on this
For
note?
a game about Nazi zombies, yes.
The bar is already low in that case. Great.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
forgot the in space part too. So I mean,
Right. At some point, you do go to space.
All
that's
right.
awesome.
Oh,
So-
at some point, so spoilers for this 3-year-old game. At some point, you fall from space and live.
And Mass Effect?
No, well, yes, but also, wow, that's a.
Oh yeah, that's
so
totally
those-
happened
those-
in Mass Effect.
Do we just discover like a
Yeah,
correlation
so-
between sex and video games where it's like if you fall a good
So-
distance, you're gonna get laid?
So,
It works in Grand Theft Auto. It works in Mass Effect. Apparently it works in Wolfenstein. Heavy Rain. I don't know if you fell. I think you did. Bam. That guy got laid.
You can fall down the the embankment, right? As
Sure.
you're climbing it.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
go. Gosh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, cool. So on that
This
hot
is my
note,
new unified theory.
yes. Oh gosh, I thought about like titling this episode "Earned Sex," but I have a feeling like that's just gonna be taken like in some weird direction, and then I'm just gonna be called a misogynist pig. So, oh,
Look,
man.
I'm just sex positive, I guess.
Yeah, you good? I didn't realize sex was an ion, so there you go.
I
Oh,
agree with
buddy.
you, Murph.
Great, this episode. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching, whether you're watching us on YouTube, watching us on twitch.tv, or listening to us via podcast. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Also, make sure you check out Video Game Night over the UCF Pegasus Ballroom, January 30th at 12. A lot of tournaments, so make sure you check out their Facebook event for more details. You can like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. You can follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker, or you can follow the show on Twitter at @that_game_show. You can follow Murph on Twitter at DorkNightShow. Real quick, because I talked about a tweet, we will be off next week. Also, the next episode will be Curtis's last episode, and it is very sad. And I'll make a more of a heartwarm tribute afterwards. I know. Also, we won't be. I should have told you we're not recording next week. So, yeah. So there'll be a nice little. We'll talk about that in just a second. We are discussing new hosts as well as possibly getting a string of guest hosts. So as much as we were talking about Ultra Mega 9002, that is currently on the back burner. What's up?
I say we have a reality show competition where we eliminate a host every week.
Yes.
And then we eliminate Curtis.
All right. That will be. We'll end that. That's how we'll end the show. Okay. Is where we just vote Curtis off of Skype. Okay. All right.
There you go.
Um.
Curtis, please close your window.
Yes. So, anyways. So, Curtis, did I forget anything?
I don't think so, buddy.
Clegg, did I forget anything?
Good to go.
Murph, did I forget anything?
Just earn that sex in your video games. In real life, sex isn't earned.
So for Curtis Coe, Murph Murphy, and Daniel Clegg, I'm Chase Bunker. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Awkward episode ever.